I broke him, and he became someone I don't recognize. 7 months ago, my husband discovered the affair I never meant to have, the pregnancy I tried to hide, and the betrayal I swore would stay buried. The man who once worshipped the ground, I walked on. The man who built our life brick by brick, shattered overnight. He lashed out at my affair partner, cursed out my parents when they blamed him, and finally abandoned me. Now, I'm left in the wreckage, desperate to make him feel something, anything, for me again. This is my confession, and my plea for advice. We're both 39. Before this, my husband wasn't perfect, but he was good, loyal, hardworking. He supported me so I could stay home with our son and daughter. He never stopped trying to make me smile. Little gifts, inside jokes, spontaneous date nights. He was a reformed bad boy, the kind of guy who used to be wild in high school, but chose to settle down with the nerdy girl who loved comic books and cosplay. Me. We built a beautiful life together. Married young, had 2 beautiful kids, built a home filled with laughter and love. He worked brutal hours to provide. He fought like hell to give us everything, but in the process he gained weight, and his once insatiable drive for intimacy only grew stronger, while mine withered away. At first it was fatigue, raising kids, cleaning, cooking. Even with his help, I was exhausted. Then came medical diagnoses. Low estrogen, female sexual dysfunction. Medication barely helped. Our bedroom became a battlefield of unmet needs, hurt feelings, and frustration. He still craved me. I still loved him, but I dreaded intimacy. And then I made the worst mistake of my life. One night out with friends, a few laughs, a few drinks, not even drunk, just buzzed. I stayed behind, met a younger man, bonded over manga, flirted. Kiss in the parking lot spiraled into a clumsy, meaningless hookup at a motel next door. I hated it, hated myself. Shoved him off halfway through, ran home, cried in the shower. I told myself it was over, a one-time lapse. But weeks later, 2 pink lines stared back at me. Pregnant. And it wasn't my husband's. He'd had a vasectomy years ago. I scheduled an abortion in secret, terrified of destroying everything. But before I could go through with it, our insurance flagged a suspicious claim. He confronted me, rage, betrayal, heartbreak in his bloodshot eyes, and I crumbled. He demanded answers. I confessed, and for the first time in 2 decades, the man who always protected me slammed me against the wall. He walked out that night, fists bloodied from tracking down and beating the man I cheated with. When he returned, he looked at me like I was nothing. In the days that followed, he evicted me from our bedroom, ignored me, sneered at me. On the day of my abortion, I asked him to come with me. He told me to go fucking myself. While I bled alone, he converted our garage into an apartment, his new refuge. He was done with me, but trapped financially, unable to leave. The kids were confused. I was desperate. I begged for counseling. He came, but only to unleash his contempt. And then he confessed something that shattered what little hope I had left. He had been sleeping with random women, dozens, needing to feel wanted again. When the counselor gently said, "2 wrongs don't make a right," he laughed bitterly. "This isn't 2 wrongs," he said. "She destroyed everything first. Infidelity. I'm still wrestling with it, and not in healthy ways." When my soon-to-be ex-wife sat me down and confessed, showing me a post she made about what happened, I honestly didn't know if I was reacting like a monster. I only knew 2 things. I was hurt, and I was furious. What she left out was her condition. My wife, or maybe just the woman I used to know, is on the autism spectrum. Classic ASD, mixed with savant abilities. She could hear a song once and replicate it flawlessly. She could glance at a person and, from memory, create custom clothing that fit perfectly. When we first met, I was drawn to her uniqueness. She would show up at school every day wearing costumes she crafted herself, vibrant, brilliant, and completely her own. I'd find excuses to talk to her just to see that bright animated smile light up when she spoke about anime or comics. It wasn't my world, but she was. Back then, the internet wasn't what it is now, so I hunted down every book and expert I could find to understand autism. I wanted to do the work. She was worth it. Friends called me crazy. Her own parents warned. She wasn't right in the head. I didn't care. We got married a month after college. She wanted a cosplay wedding, and I made it happen. I made everything happen. Over time, compromises became my normal. Meltdowns, sensory overloads, obsessions. Sex, when it happened at all, was rare and mechanical. Oral sex, almost non-existent unless it was part of some desperate fix after a fight. I asked for intimacy. I asked for effort. I begged quietly through years of frustration and loneliness. Instead, I got delay after delay, late at night, when she knew I'd be too exhausted to pursue it. Excuses, promises, empty gestures. I still loved her. Blindingly, stupidly, endlessly. I watched the TV shows that tried to paint ASD relationships as magical, like The Good Doctor or Atypical. They got the disorder right. They got the support system laughably wrong. Real life isn't TV. It's cold, lonely, brutal. Physically, I fell apart too. Once an athlete, now just a man carrying stretched skin and years of rejection. Pounds, 5'11", and a stranger in the mirror. And still, she was everything to me. I stayed loyal. I stayed faithful. I stayed hoping. Until the day I got the email. The day my world ended. She was pregnant, and it wasn't mine. I snapped. I put my hands on her. Something I'll regret until my last breath. But in that moment, it felt like the only real thing in a world that had collapsed around me. I needed answers. She said it was only once at a bowling alley. I sat at that bar for hours, asking strangers about women they picked up there until I found him. And when I did, I beat the hell out of him. Was it right? No. Did it feel good? Absolutely. I saw lawyers. Reality hit harder than the betrayal, because of her ASD, because of the kids, because of the courts. I'd be crushed financially if I left $750 a month, maybe less. So I stayed, built a garage apartment, treated her like she treated me, disposable. I insisted on the abortion. I refused to raise the living reminder of her betrayal. A few days later, I downloaded Tinder for the first time in 26 years, had my first hookup, felt sick about it, but also alive, wanted. It wasn't sex I craved. It was being wanted. Every hookup reminded me of something I hadn't felt from my wife in years, being desired. When we did sleep together after the affair, it was hollow. I could feel the obligation bleeding off her skin. Not love, not passion, just guilt. And I resented her for it. I told her, if you really want to fix this, tell your parents what you did. I wouldn't tell mine because they'd tear her to pieces, but her parents needed to know. They needed to see the damage. Our kids are 11 and 10. Unless something changes, I'm stuck here for 8 more years. 8 years in a prison built out of broken promises. Could I forgive her? Maybe. But I will never forget. I no longer see my wife when I look at her. I see the woman who broke me. Time might heal all wounds. But mine will take a lifetime. Update. 3 months have passed. It's been slow, painful. We sat down with her parents. Their anger wasn't at her, it was at me. They told me they warned me years ago, warned me that treating her like she was normal would backfire because of how gullible and suggestible she was. The affair, they said, was inevitable. I lost it. I raged at them for the first time in 26 years, screamed until I broke down crying. During my outburst, she had a sensory meltdown, but she pushed through it to comfort me. That's when she finally confessed. How? The man at the bar kissed her and she didn't stop him because she didn't want to upset him. How she stood there, paralyzed, letting it happen, unable to think clearly. How it was stupid, selfish, wrong, and how she hated herself for it. I saw the remorse, the regret, but it didn't fix the hollow place inside me. I joined a support group for betrayed spouses. Twice a week, a town over. She even attended a meeting with me once. For the first time, she saw the aftermath. The devastation, not just in me, but in everyone there. Maybe we'll find a way to coexist. Maybe we won't. I don't know anymore. All I know is that the man I used to be, the man who loved her without question, he died the day she kissed a stranger. And whatever future we build now, it will never be what it was.